Hello and welcome back to episode 3 of Girls on Graps. We are starting at a really random time today because, as you may have seen from some of our tweets, we don't know how time zones work, and especially when it comes to daylight savings. I didn't know they had happened in America yet. So I said, yeah, 3 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. my time. That's not quite how the maths worked, but regardless, we are here. Well, 2 of us are here so far. Anna should be joining us within the next hour or so. She had some real life stuff that she needed to deal with. But before we get into what we're talking about today, please like, subscribe, send super chats if you're feeling generous. And yeah, Alexia, how you been today?
I've been doing great. Just got home like earlier today. I've just been chilling. But yeah, honestly, wait, the same thing that you were talking about, the daylight savings, that thing fucked me up too. Like, I was just so confused. And I live here, so I should be used to daylight savings. But no, that was not the case today. But I've just been doing good. I've been chilling. Just had my hot pickles that I've been eating.
Nice.
Really good. What about you? How are you doing?
I am doing great. I feel like I've finally caught up on sleep after quite the hectic journey home. Do you guys want a story time? Because I tweeted about some of it.
Oh my god, wait. I want to hear this.
It was... Oh my gosh. So you've heard this in like parts.
Yeah.
But story time of my journey from London to Greensboro and back was quite the adventure, because right off the bat, flying from Heathrow into Charlotte, our flight was delayed 3 hours. So we missed our connecting flight from Charlotte to Greensboro, as you know. So we decided just to get an Uber from Charlotte into Greensboro, because of the new flight that they could get us on was the next day. Like, it wasn't until the next morning, the new connecting flight. So he said, just like, yeah, we dropped like $100 on an Uber, not too bad. So the next day, I was trying to check our flights, and it turned out they cancelled our return flights home. Because we missed that original connecting flight. Like, I spoke to support about it, and they were just like, yeah, even if you had stayed in Charlotte and gotten the new connecting flight to Greensboro, like, your return flights had already been cancelled, like, because you got flagged as a no-show for that original flight. And I was like, well, that's great. I'm now stranded in North Carolina for the next, like, God knows how long. So we had to spend like almost £900 out of our own pocket to get home, to book new flights home. And those flights home, let me tell you about those flights home. The travel woes did not end there, because of flying from... So our new flights home were from Charlotte to Newark to Copenhagen, and then Copenhagen to Heathrow. And it was all going so smoothly. Like, we almost missed our connecting flight to Copenhagen because we got delayed coming out of Newark, but we made it. It was fine. But we made it. Our bags didn't. So when we landed back in London at like 9:30 in the morning on Tuesday morning, our bags were still in Copenhagen, which would have been fine. But I then had to go to Manchester. So my coach was at like 11 a.m. And all my stuff for that trip was in the bag still in Copenhagen. So I had to rebook my coach for 2 p.m, then rush home, get ready, get back to London for 2 p.m. to get on my coach, which I barely made, to be honest. And then off I went to Manchester, and then absolutely booted it to another wrestling show. So if there's ever a time you wanted to send a super chat, today's that day, because...
Today's that day for her. Hello? Did she freeze? Or is it me that froze?
My internet was just like, too much yapping.
I stopped doing it because I was like, is it me?
Am I the drama?
Am I the drama?
But yeah, so outside of all the travel woes, Revolution was fucking awesome. Like, that whole trip was great. If you ignore everything else,
if you ignore the travel issues, like travel issues aside,
and like the travel issues aside, the £800 that I'm now missing, like, you know, like all of that. I love the trip.
Fun. Yeah, we met a couple of our friends there. It was really fun. I got my first tattoo, which I was not expecting to get, and it came out really good. And it's just
Share the people.
oh yeah, this is it right here. A little baby stinger. Look, we got matching tattoos, you guys.
You got matching tattoos.
We're branded for real.
For real, for real.
For real, for real, for real. For real. No. But yeah, I mean, like, God, I remember like you were like telling me like about like the flights and stuff and all the delays, and I was just like, girl, at that point I would have just stayed in Copenhagen. And I was just sort of crying. I was just sort of like, I'm gonna make my way home eventually, but I'm glad you made it home. I'm glad you were able to finally catch up on your rest. It's that sounded like it's a lot. Okay, that was a lot. I'm glad you're alive. Glad you guys are both alive.
Thank you. Oh yeah, because it wasn't just me; it was my brother as well. So there's like two of us like rushing around.
Shout out to James.
Yeah, shout out James. For anyone that doesn't know, that's my brother's name. Great guy. If you met me at Revolution, you might have met him as well. But before we go into Revolution and the fallout from that pay-per-view, we do have one super chat from Matt Reichel, $4.99. Thank you so much. Big supporter of Girls on Grap. We always appreciate it.
Thank you, Matt.
Back for a killer Sunday stream with the Girls on Graps. I'm not pressuring no one, but it's Danielson vs Osprey next month for Dynasty and STL. Brother, we are very aware. And I wish that I could go to that so bad. Like, man. I'm meant to go to Chicago the week before.
I know, I was about to say. So it's like, I know we just got done with like a trip, but now it's like they dropped this announcement on us, and now we're scheming and plotting and thinking.
We're scheming and plotting. We'll see what happens. Spending 10 days in America, that'd be alright.
Oh, it's St. Louis and Chicago.
Well, because they've got the Collision and Rampage in somewhere in Illinois as well.
Oh my god!
But that's the day before the pay-per-view, so we'd have to like. We won't scheme on. We
won't scheme on live. This is literally how it goes. Like anytime Charlie and I go to a show together, this is literally how it starts. It's just like us plotting, going back and forth, and we're like, well, hypothetically, what if we did this? What if we did that? And then next thing you know, we're actually playing out a whole itinerary, and we're like, oh shit, are we actually doing this? And we just
and then it just kind of happens.
It just happens.
And then I end up in North Carolina.
Yeah, we ended up in North Carolina. That's so random.
Yeah, yes. Revolution, the fallout from that pay-per-view. Where do we even start?
I don't know. Should we start?
Should we start with the main event?
I was just
we start with the main event. It makes sense. What a main event it was. Obviously, the main event of Revolution, if you somehow aren't aware, was Darby and Sting versus the Young Bucks in a tornado tag match. And watching that live was... I don't even know how to put into words like how emotional it was being in the building for that. Like, I think like there was like 4 of us sat together. It was me and Alexia, and then Lyric from Lyric Wrestling, you guys know her, Maps on Graps, and then Haley as well from Comic Books. She used to do Fight Tag Talk and Fightful Overbooked. So us 4 were sat together, and I think we were all just crying from like the second the Bucks came out. Yes. Like we were just very, very emotional, because we're all big fans of Sting. We're all big fans of the Bucks. Like we're all big fans of Darby, and like seeing them be the first ever tag team main event of an AEW show, it was a really big moment to be a wrestling fan. And then obviously Sting's entrance, Seek and Destroy hitting, it was amazing. And that's just like before the bell rings, like that's just everyone getting out to the ring. But yeah, the match itself, obviously the big talking point for a lot of people, Darby throwing himself through a pane of glass. And when I tell you, it didn't like flatten the atmosphere in the building, but it did kind of suck the air out of people a little bit because no one was really expecting it. And I don't know why. It's Darby Allin. I don't know why we didn't expect it. But yeah, the energy like for that entire, like how long did it go? Like 25 minutes or something like that? I don't really know.
Honestly, I don't even remember. I was just like so immersed into it that I just kind of lost the point. But
yeah. But yeah, no, there was so many incredible spots in the match. Like the parts with Sting's sons in the beginning and like them doing the Stinger splashes. Darby coming back into the match like right towards the end. Just the Bucks selling and bumping and being absolute pricks in this match. Like they played their roles so beautifully. And as much as I predicted the Bucks to win, I think Sting and Darby winning was the correct way to go here, because it made for a really feel good moment. Everyone went home happy, and yeah, man, Greensboro was alive and it was electric, and I just don't know how to put into words what the atmosphere was like in that building.
yeah, like whenever, like as soon as we walked in, it's just like seeing like the people like in like, oh my god, okay. First of all, to get inside the building, like, and the lines were so long, and that's like, no, I'm not even like trying to complain, but it's just like it kind of made me like whenever we were walking up like to like the doors and stuff, it just kind of made me like feel like a little bit overwhelmed, like with like everyone was just here to like, you know, see Sting for his last match, and it was just so cute, like walking down the hallways and seeing like parents with their kids like in like matching Sting outfits or matching like Sting face paint, because it's like it just goes to show how much like of a generational like talent he is. Like it just transcends from like parents showing to their kids, and like, you know, it's just, I don't know, it was really cute. It was really wholesome because I saw a lot of that. I saw a lot of parents with their kids, and just people dressed up in general, like in full on cosplay and stuff. I thought it was great. And then like you said, like, you know, whenever like right before he came out, like whenever the Bucks came out, at that point I was already getting teary. I was just like, oh my god, this is actually happening. Like I can't believe I'm actually witnessing this. Not to sound like that, you know, but I was just like, this is so fucking cool. Like I'm so glad I was able to do this work. It was like really, like, I don't know, it was just a fun experience. I'm really glad it was something that we were both able to do together.
Yeah.
But it was just, I don't know, like you were saying, like even like whenever the vignette came up for like Sting and like his son's coming out, I saw a comment from Jaro too, saying like, did Surfer Sting fool you for a second? And it did. Like whenever his son first came out, we all looked at each other, we're like, did he bleach his hair? Because it like that we were sitting at the angle, like obviously those are his sons, I get it, so they're gonna look alike, but I was just like, holy shit, dude, he like bleached his hair. So like I was actually thinking that was actually Sting, and then I saw the other one come out and I was just like, wait, that's not him. And so it's a while to realize that. But overall it was just, I don't even know how to put it into words. It was just so fun, so electric.
Yeah, it was incredible. Not to quote The Rock or anything, but we're going to be using that word a lot today, probably. But yeah, no, that main event was something else. But something else that was electric on this pay-per-view that we've got to talk about second, I feel like. Osprey versus Takeshita.
Sorry.
That was incredible timing. Oh dear. But yeah, Osprey versus Takeshita. Talk to us about him.
Oh my god. Where do I even begin with this? This is like something that's been like Takeshita and Osprey. That's just, I mean, obviously like everyone knows like that was like a match that was supposed to happen like for Super Card of Honor last year or whatever. And I was really sad because I was at that show and I was like, oh, you know, it wasn't meant to be me. I just wasn't meant to like watch that match live. And then it got announced for Revolution and I was just like, okay. This is I locked in. Even like the episode before whenever we like Revolution, I was like, I locked in how this was gonna be like my match. And it, as much as I fucking love Sting, I love Sting. I have like, those are my two matches of the night. One is just because it's very like, it was very emotional for me, because I'm not gonna lie, I did cry during the Sting match. I cried my makeup off. And I was recording. I was literally had my phone like this and I was like, it was such a moment. But that Takeshita Osprey match, come on. I mean, come on. Oh my god. I was on my feet like 90% of that time. It's just so incredible. Like it's been like I was telling Charlie, it was like the last time I saw Osprey wrestle was like 5 years ago. So this is already like the match that I was like super hyped for, because I was like, it's been so long since I last saw him wrestle live. And just hearing Elevated again, because look, we were there for Full Gear, we were there for Full Gear. So we heard whenever he came out. We didn't see him wrestle, but like Elevated came on, and so it was just so fun. Like the crowd, just hearing the crowd chant like Osprey and stuff. It was, oh my god.
Yeah, I loved this match. I think this might be the first American TV match that, not TV, the first American match that I've given 5 stars this year. Match that happened on American soil. That's what I'm trying to say. Jesus Christ, spit your words out.
It was like American match, yes.
Yeah, American match with a Japanese and English talent.
Yes, I was thinking about that. I was like, yeah, right on.
But no, I loved this match so much. And I was at RevPro like a couple of weeks before Revolution, so like I saw Osprey wrestle his last indie match, and then getting to see him wrestle his first contracted AEW match. It was quite the experience. But he's incredible, man. He's gonna have an insane 2024 by the looks of it, and this match was just the starting point when it comes to like being on the AEW banner. That fucking brainbuster on the top rope, like that. I like every time I watch a video of that spot, I'm just like, Jesus Christ, man. Like, I know that he ended up just scraping his back out of it, and it was just like normally it was just like a skin scrape or whatever, but it looked brutal from where we were sat. And the blue thunder bomb, like counter from the hidden blade or whatever it was, like there was just so many spots in this match. Like you could tell they were both throwing their all into this, and it was like the crowd was so up for it as well. Like I didn't expect the crowd to be quite that like into it. Like I didn't realize that Osprey has so much pull with American fans already. Like I kind of expected them to like take a little bit of time to warm up to him. Like, but they really, really like nailed it, and they're getting the theme song right every time. They're getting the Osprey. So I'm very happy, and yeah, no, I love this match. I don't know if we're going to go through the Revolution card match by match. I think we might just talk about the highlights, and those 2 matches we definitely had to talk to you about, talk about in more in depth.
Yeah,
but
especially I like really liked like whenever they both did their entrance, they were both in the ring, and like the bell ring. It's like before they even locked up, like there were already like AEW chants, and like it's just like it comes to show how like fans are really invested into this. That's why I'm like, whenever Takeshita came out, it's so funny because I have the video recording from where I'm just like recording the ramp, and whenever Takeshita's theme song came on, all you could hear is me screaming into my phone, he has his song. Yeah. But it's just, I don't know. It's just, I'm really, really, like, I'm going to keep saying this, but, like, I'm so glad I was actually able to make that trip work, because everything about it, like, not even, like, the pay-per-view itself, but just, like, the people we're hanging out with, like, everything, I went in there thinking, I was like, what is there to do in fucking Greensboro, North Carolina? Like, why are we here? What are we doing here? But then it's, like, it ended up being, like, a really fun weekend. Like, I walked in, I left with a tattoo and like a bunch of sick friends that I like made that weekend. So I'm really, really happy.
Me too. What are the other major fallout from AEW Revolution? Eddie Kingston beat Bryan again in a fucking awesome match. I love that match so much. I don't have too much to add on that one, because I could talk about all of these matches for about 4 hours, but we've got other stuff to talk about on the podcast as well. Christian retained the belt, so I feel like that's like one of the only decisions that from Revolution that I really disagree with. Like being in the building for like the energy that Greensboro had for Daniel Garcia, I think you should have pulled the trigger. I don't think that this last Adam Copeland Christian Cage match needed the TNT belt, to be honest.
It was certainly a choice that they had. Like I went in there fully expecting like this is Danny's like crowning moment, just like this is whenever he's gonna win it, and then it's just like it happened, like, he got pinned, and we were just kind of, I was just kind of standing there like, that was certainly a choice. Like,
Yeah.
I love Christian to death. Like, don't get me wrong, I think he's a phenomenal wrestler, but like, I really do think, like you said, like how you mentioned that the Christian and Adam Copeland like feud does not really need the title right now. Like, it's just something that they're both. I feel like they're both kind of above like the title right now. Like, their feud is just kind of like something that's just not necessary for it to continue happening. But
Yes.
What do I know?
I do agree. Yeah, what do we know? But Daniel Garcia, he needs to get that fucking TNT belt before the end of the year, man. Like, even before summer hits, like, I want him with gold in this company, and not Ring of Honor gold. Nothing against Ring of Honor, but he's done all that. Obviously, I know he hasn't held the main belt, but that's in the Triple Crown now, etc., etc., etc. But yeah, no, belt Danny up, Danny for TNT champ. Revolution. I'm running down the card in my head. I'm trying to think. We did not care for the 8-man scramble.
I was just about to say that 8-man scramble was a match.
It was kind of painful to watch in person, I'm not gonna lie.
It was. It very, like, to me, it felt very, how do I say this without sounding like I'm offending? I'm not trying to offend it, but it's just like very scramble, like Mania week type of card, like match that you would see like at a random show during Mania week. And it's just like, I get it, but it just really wasn't for me. Like, the whole time we were just like, okay, this is happening, I guess. Like, there's really not much to say about that 8-man match without me just being like, it's just a dud. It's just for me, but I mean, nothing against the guys personally, like, but I think Brian Cage,
I got to sing Lance Archer's theme song, so I was happy.
Yes. And then also
what you saying about Brian Cage?
I think Brian Cage is a beast.
Yeah, that's real.
Yeah.
I would have put this onto the 0 hour and had the women's tag on the main card. To be honest.
Yeah. And the women should have been on the main card instead of this. Oh my god, Charlie. Guess what I still have?
Oh my god, you still have those tweets? Oh my god.
Sorry.
For context, there was like this bowl of candy, I should say, in the tattoo shop that we went to get our Sting tattoos, and Lexi ended up walking out with quite a lot of them. It's so very funny. They are really good though. I think I had like 4 in the shop. I don't know what they are, but shout out that tattoo shop and those candies. They were great.
Oh my god, Lyric is in the chat.
Oh my god, Lyric's in chat? Oh, we're just so at the same time. Hi, Lyric. Lyric's one in is who we were referencing when I was talking about who we were sat with at Revolution as well. Speaking of Revolution again, I'm trying to think any final points. I don't really like the women's match, like the main card women's match. I popped for Mariah May coming out to Tony's theme song. That really got me. But the match itself, Deonna's just, I think her character work right now suits being a heel so much better because people don't want to boo Tony. But they still never really found the balance they needed to with Tony's gimmick versus her wrestling and Deonna trying to work around that. It just didn't click on the night. I think they're very capable of having a really good match. But in this instance, it was just a little bit unfortunate, I think.
Yeah, because I mean, even then, this is like something we've talked about before in the pod. It's just like trying to find like the correct balance between like Timeless Tony and like Tony Storm. That is just kind of like, for me personally, at least, it's kind of like, I love like Tony, like Timeless Tony, like character. But now it's just kind of, for me, it's just kind of like a little bit in too deep to the point where it's just like, I fucking love Tony Storm. I love seeing her being like such like a badass chick, like wrestle and shit. And now it's like the kind of tilting point is just kind of like a little bit like, okay, is it all character work, like all gimmick, or is it just like all gonna be like, trying to find the balance between like gimmick, Timeless Tony, and like actual Tony? I don't know.
Yeah, I do agree. She's really not found the balance, and I get why she's women's champion right now, but having 2 gimmick champions in the women's division, it's hurting it a little bit, especially when Julia's still so heavily involved in the House of Black. That's not necessarily a bad thing, but there's so many women on this like AEW roster now that like could be doing something like quite substantial with both of these belts right now. So we'll see what happens coming out of Dynasty. I'm not saying that the women's division's dead because we don't necessarily agree with who the champions are right now. That's not what we're saying, because of everything else about the division has been pretty fucking good, to be honest, compared to where they were like 6 months ago at least. But yeah, I feel like maybe they should think about what direction they want their women's division to be going in and belt up talent accordingly, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think overall final thoughts on Revolution, I would go through all my travel woes again if it meant I got to experience it, because it was like just like you were saying, not just the pay-per-view, the weekend as a whole was fucking awesome, and I miss my friends very dearly.
I do too. It was really fun. I do want to say, whenever Jarrett came out, I screamed so loud. I know.
Yeah, I heard you.
I know Charlie has her thing with Jeff Jarrett, but I fucking love Jeff Jarrett. And so, like, seeing him in Revolution again, it's like, last year we were at, I forgot what the match that it was, but it was just like
Jarrett. It was the tag match.
I forgot. I was trying to remember what it was, but yes. I love him. I love that guy. I think he's cool. In moderation. You know, sometimes I don't want too much TNA Jeff Jarrett verse, but I do love that guy. I think he fucking rules. He's a beast.
People are asking me if I'm going to be in St. Louis. Bro, dude, I have like $12 in my bank account. That's a slight exaggeration. I have a little bit more than that. But my God, I'd need a miracle to be able to go to St. Louis right now. But yeah, so that's our thoughts on Revolution. We're getting a few super chats rolling in, so we'll go through some of these. Chi-Town Spurs $2 super chat.
I'll read this one. Lisa Anal Garcia. It's a Dune reference to Lisa Anal Garcia, but I get it. I don't know if you're trying to make the Timothy DG comparison, but that rules.
Thank you for the super chat. I had no idea. I was like, I don't even know how to attempt to read this first one.
Lisa Anal Garcia. Sorry. I love Dune.
Kairos Objective, $5 super chat, thank you. What's up, ladies? What are you all most looking forward to seeing when it comes to AEW's improvement heading into the summer months? Keep up the good work. An actual good build for All In, personally. I'm biased because I'm English, but can we please stop pretending that the All In build was good last year, even because the event had good vibes and sold fucking 80,000 tickets or whatever? I don't care. The build sucked, so I need a good build this year.
Yeah, like even in general, like with all these like new, like obviously Okada's already here, Mercedes is coming in. It's like I just want them to be able to have like that type of like. I feel like the build up to Revolution this year was the best build up they've had to any pay-per-view like ever. And so I want them to continue doing that streak. Like, you know, actually, even if it's just like, I don't know, like any other pay-per-view, you know, because I get why Revolution was built up because, you know, it was like Sting's last like match ever. So they were trying to like make everyone just kind of like care for it and invest it, even though obviously they're going to be because it's Sting. But like just moving forward, like just them, I want them to continue like this momentum of how they're building up future shows, because I think that would be really, it gets people invested into it. So it's for me.
Absolutely. Just consistently well-built pay-per-views, I feel like is a good goal for AEW to have, because sometimes their pay-per-view builds are hit or miss and they just pull out cards out of nowhere. But the Revolution build, I was worried about how early they started it, to be honest, but they nailed it, to be honest. Like, it was a really well-built card, and yeah, I'm not going to start waxing poetic about Revolution again. I could talk about it for literal hours. Nathan Dewey, $5 Canadian, I think.
Canadian dollars, yeah.
Yeah, cool. Right, thank you for your super chat. You are in charge of booking Jericho. Oh no. Your task to refresh him. Going away or taking a break is not an option. What would you do? Christ. Man.
That's a hard question.
Really...
Why would you do this to me, Nathan?
See, going away is that's like where you've caught me out, because I would have been like, send him on an excursion.
Yeah. Can we
But
fire
I
him?
genuinely feel like that could do him a lot of good. Let him go wrestle some matches in Japan and Mexico, and have him come over to the UK or whatever. Like, do an excursion, promote AEW, come back, and people would have missed him if he's gone for like 2-3 months. But you've kind of put that as a caveat, so now I can't suggest that.
Maybe just like relegating him to one show.
Yeah.
Small segments. Rampage. Maybe have him a little. I don't know.
Rampage.
Come on, Rampage. Just give him like a 5-10 minute like slot.
You know, he's doing this whole thing with Hook right now. Kind of like, making him a commentator during Hook's matches. I just saw Bonnie's message in chat. Hang on, I'll get to that. Like, make him Hook's manager for a little bit or something. I don't know. Jericho loves the sound of his own voice, so he could just chat for Hook.
Yeah, I was just have to say, kind of put him in the position where for like Daddy Magic is right now. I feel like that would, it's very minimal, but like at least with Daddy Magic, he makes it work because he has like, even though it's like minimal time, the character job that they've like character work they've been doing with Daddy Magic and Daniel Garcia has been so good. So, like, I don't know how that would look like with Hook and Jericho though.
Me neither, but it's got to be better than what they're doing.
Has to be.
All right. Damn.
Thank you, Nathan.
On a club. Thank you, Nathan. That was a really good super chat, and you really got me with that going away or taking a break caveat. Hang on. Sorry, I'm getting stuck. What am I doing? Chuck J, $2 super chat. The love of my life, Alexia. Hey, boo. Who is this?
I don't know. Thank you. Thank you, Chuck.
Thanks for the super chat. That's funny. And this one isn't a super chat, but Monty gets privileged because he's the owner of the channel. Charlie, what does Baja Blast taste like to a Brit? I don't know how to describe it. It just...
Yo, sorry, before you go for it, I have to tell you. The moment we all went to Taco Bell, mind you, there's like, how many of us were there? Mike, Ethan, Pat, Jeff, Kylie, or I was calling. It was like 7 or 8 of us at Taco Bell, and we all got to witness Charlie. Okay, she got her Baja Blast, and literally every single one of us were just looking at her while she sipped her Baja Blast, so we could get her reaction in real time about it. It was just so funny. I'm sorry. I just wanted to tell you, set up this scene of how there was like 8 of us just looking at Charlie and her reaction.
Like I went outside to smoke, and then I came back in, and then we just gathered around this drink, just like, take it. I was like, okay. It just kind of tastes like it's got a really sweet aftertaste. I genuinely don't know how to describe it. It was really good, but it's like, it was quite sweet as well. Like, it just kind of tasted like what I imagine like anime sodas to taste like. I don't know, like, I don't know why. That's kind of just what I picture it tasting like. Imagine it tasting like. I don't know. It was good though. I enjoyed it. 8 out. I think I gave it an 8 out of 10. Would drink again. Does not live up to the sweet tea though. My God, I was obsessed with sweet tea that entire weekend.
Yeah. And then she also tried the Baja Blast, the Mountain, the Freeze, the freeze. Yeah. I personally like the Freeze better than the soda, but
what does it taste like that we have here? It kind of tastes like cream soda, but if cream soda didn't like have that weird like after note to it. Like, if you mixed cream soda and like, but I'm trying to think what's even close to the taste of, and like, I guess like a lemon Fanta, maybe? That might be close, which is a really weird combo if you know what cream soda is.
They have cream soda here, but I cannot think of. We might have different tasting.
I don't know. It was
I'm not
kind
happy.
of grapefruity as well. I don't know. Maybe grapefruit Fanta and cream soda. That might be a bit closer than lemon Fanta. Like, it was a bit citrusy. I'm doing a really poor job of describing this.
I'm just like trying to think of the flavors in my cream soda with grapefruit. That's not sound good.
That does not sound appetizing.
Oh.
I just saw that after. No, please use simpler words. Just like the taste that lingers, you know.
The aftertaste.
I had a great adventure. We went to Waffle House. That was quite eye
Waffle House for
opening.
the first time. See, the things I love about doing these trips with Charlie is that I get to experience things for the first time through her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I've been with her when she had her first chili cheese fries, her first Shake
Mm-hmm.
Shack, her first Corona Rita, Baja Blast, Waffle House. I love it. It makes me so happy because I'm just like, yes, the true American experience. She's experiencing it right now. Yes.
Oh, we've got to knock off something else on the next trip. I don't know what it will be, but
I know we got a tattoo this time, which was not.
Yeah, it was a plan. But back to the wrestling. Thanks for the super chat so far, guys. Please keep them coming in. What was I gonna say? I don't really know. What should we talk about next? We could talk big business or the new elite, and I feel like we should say big business for when Anna gets here. So the new elite, we want to chat about it.
Mm-hmm.
So the new elite features Kazuchika Okada, who made his AEW debut, well, re-debut as a contracted talent, I guess we should say, this past week on Dynamite. Real quick, yes, I have been to IHOP, and that my first time was with Alexia as well. So, but yeah, new elite. They've got the EVP Evator. They're feuding with Eddie Kingston and Penta and the Bastard Pack. He's back as well. And they are absolutely hilarious. Like, I like the exclusive videos they've been putting out and the way that it's filmed. Like, I kind of feel like it's filmed like The Office, but I'm seeing people compare it to Succession. So I'm going to take that. I feel like that's closer to probably what it is. But yeah, I feel like there's just a really good dynamic between the Bucks and Okada. There always has been, like, since they've known each other. And seeing that replicated on screen and Okada just being, like, this prick in the ring and, like, doing, like, and wrestling the way that he does and just kicking the shit out of people without really a care in the world. It's going to make for such good TV. And this 6-man on Big Business, man. Dude, my God.
I got that notification last night because I didn't get to watch Collision last night, but I was out. And then I got the notification saying that that was, like, announced. And I was like, at first I thought it was, like, I didn't see, like, the full graphics. At first I thought they announced that for, like, Dynasty. And I was like, oh, shit, that would be cool. And then I was like, wait, no, that's Dynamite.
Big business on Big Business. Speaking of Big Business, we're not quite there yet, but our third co-host has just turned up. Anna, how are you doing today?
I am dead. I had, like, such a college student day. Sorry, guys, if I look defeated, it's because I am feeling, like, very tired, but I'm here for you guys.
You made it.
I made it. Yeah, I was out partying until 6 a.m. and then I had work at 9 and then I came back from work. God. I had to finish assignments and now I'm here. So.
Oh my God, Anna.
Let's go.
That's crazy.
I'm so excited to talk about. Yeah, I was watching when I was getting ready for the podcast and I was doing my assignments. So yeah, like the new elite. What the fuck?
Yes. Give us your thoughts. Throw them out. And if there's anything you want to say about Revolution as well, have a chat.
Yeah, I just want to say that Osprey versus Takeshita was the best match, as you know, we thought so. And it was not just the best match of the show, it was just one of the best matches of the year overall, which was incredible. And I'm so excited just to have Osprey there. He's doing amazing so far. Like, I'm so happy. As an Osprey fan, I was very worried about how he was going to come across on TV and everything. And, like, he's doing great. And the show also sings last match was so emotional. The whole, like, opening and...
I cried.
So beautiful.
Multiple times. In the building, I was just like, there was like a moment where I like stepped outside in the bathroom and I was just standing there and I was just like, Why do I feel like crying right now? And I was just like, why am I crying in the bathroom?
I can't even imagine being there in person like you guys. And the tattoos as well, I saw it, so cute. Like,
I'm so happy with this. Look at that.
It looks like he's eating the
so
butterfly.
good.
It's very funny.
It's so good. But yeah, just the show, I think it was the same thing that I think of almost every AEW pay-per-view nowadays. Just the first half is kind of like, okay. And then the second half, they just slap
like,
you with
hit
great
you,
matches
right?
one after the other. Yeah, and for me, it's kind of weird because, for example, the triple threat, I thought it was amazing, but because it was right after Osprey and Takeshita, I don't know, I couldn't enjoy it as much, and I feel like it suffered because of that a bit. So I just think the order of the matches was a bit fucky, but that's almost every AEW pay-per-view for me. So, but overall, it was a great show. The second half was top tier.
Oh, dude, Hangman going insane was so fun.
We didn't even talk about that. Oh my god. Okay, right. We will go back to the EVPs and Big Business in just a minute. I need to get my shit off because people have doubted me about Hangman being a heel for so fucking long, and then he turned heel, and then I got the finish of the fucking match right. Like, I nailed that prediction. No one could tell me shit.
For real, it was just so the way everyone was was booing Hangman, and like the four of us, like me, Lyric, Haley, and Charlie, were just like, yeah, hit him again! Woo! Just like, oh, it was so fun. It was so fun. So fun.
It was such a good match as well. Like, everything was done so perfectly. Because we were talking about maybe like Samoa Joe should retain because he hasn't been champion that long. But if he retains, then he needs to have some fuckery. But at least he wasn't an interruption from the outside. It was actually something within the match that made sense with Hangman's character. It wasn't just the normal like bump, the referee bump, which is always annoying for me. It was actually so well made. And now with the storyline of him being suspended, and it's so well made. I was so happy with that. And now, I mean, we know Swerve is going to get the title Dynasty, so it's all good.
Oh, St. Louis, I might become it. God Christ, I need to be there. I need to be at that fucking show, bro. But anyway,
just for Osprey versus Bryan, like, honestly, if I could buy the ticket, I would be there as well. If I had the capacity, so just go. If you can go, just go. Honestly, anyone who's watching, you cannot miss that match in person. Like, it's
Christ, man.
So excited.
But yeah, Big Business. That's next week. We were just talking about the EVPs. We'll go back to that now. How are you feeling about Okada? Okada linking up with the Young Bucks.
I love it,
Anna.
I love it so much. Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Oh my god,
I love it. Like, honestly, I think it's probably also for him to feel comfortable as well being in American television because he's friends, like personal friends with the Bucks for years now. So it's not just for the character and for the storyline. I feel like for him as well as a person, you know, it's good for him, just for him to feel good and comfortable. But yeah, I mean, I actually really liked it. I like him being the corporate bad guy, you know, because the Rainmaker, he was originally that. So I think it makes sense for now. And of course, he's eventually going to turn into the biggest baby face of the company because that's just how Okada is. But so far, I think it's a very good start, and I think it's interesting with him being part of the Elite. I didn't expect that part for sure. That was very surprising for me as well. But I just so far it's been funny, you know, like the segments, the backstage videos are so funny.
Nah, Ferrari.
It's so good. Like, they're making him feel very much like a big part of the show, and he's not just lost in the roster. You know, he walked into maybe the main group of AEW. It's in the name. Yeah. So I like it. I want to see where it's gonna go eventually. Like when Hangman and Kenny come back as well, that's probably gonna be a long time. But so far, I think that's such a good idea because I would never think about that, and that's where they got me because I would never ever say like, "Oh, let's make Okada part of the Elite," and that's the booking. Who thought that? You know? I mean, maybe
so
you guys.
Big brain.
But yeah, it's so big brain. I'm happy for him. You can see that he's having the time of his life so far. So
yeah, absolutely.
I love it. I love how he gets to be like a corporate little shithead and also be
Mhm.
like goofy about it. And it's just I
Yeah,
don't know.
Yeah.
I can't wait to
it's
see him just
seasonable.
like keep beating on these younger guys. Like Yuda,
Yes.
I love you.
Mm. Watch out.
You watch out. You better watch
Daniel
out.
Garcia.
Danny,
Daniel Garcia. Watch your back.
watch your back. Top flight, Action Andretti.
Mhm.
It's over for you guys. I'm
Hook.
sorry.
Oh my god, imagine Okada versus Hook.
That's sexy though. I'm sorry.
Hold on.
That's
I
Um,
never thought
that's
about
a
that.
good
That could
match.
be a possibility. This is why I love AEW, man. Like all these
yeah, man, it's crazy. It is very
Okada
crazy the
versus
sort of shit
Hook.
we can get.
Hmm.
That is a very real possibility.
Yeah.
I want to see Hook doing the suplex because I love just Hook suplexing big guys. And
Mhm.
Yeah.
people don't realize how big Okada is. He's like 196 or
Yeah.
something. He's huge. And people don't realize how big he actually is. So I want to see that.
Oh,
There's
Should
so
be
many
very,
matches.
very
So
beast.
many matches.
now I want to see
Yeah.
Hook versus Osprey at the Dynamite
Oh,
after Big Business.
could you imagine? Damn, that'd be fucking sick.
Hook versus everyone.
Yes, but the newly formed Elite, they are facing Eddie Kingston, Penta, and the returning Pac at Big Business, which is such a it's not a random trios match, but it feels kind of out of the blue. And it's very funny because of Pac, if you look at his history, like within AEW and even a little bit before AEW, he's got eternal beef with the Elite. Like every time
Every single
he
time.
comes back, like last year, like he did the best of 7 with the Lucha Bros, like Death Triangle against the Elite.
Mhm.
And then like he comes back and he's in Blood and Guts against the Elite. And he comes back again and he's feuding with the Elite. You know,
Yes.
like the connecting force in all of this is the Young Bucks. So whatever the Bucks did to Pac, he has not forgotten it. My goodness.
If
How are we
the
feeling
Elite-
about this trios match though?
If the Elite don't have any haters, Pac is dead.
Yes.
That's just how I feel like this is a great match. It's like I love how they're making like, you know, this Dynamite, this Big Business kind of like, you know, feel like the Big Business, like the thing, because they're like the matches have been known so far have been really good. I don't know. I feel like this could also be like, sorry, I like have all this trash right here. Could be like a very like I said like earlier, how it was like when I saw the graphic, I thought they announced it for Dynasty, and then I was like, oh shit, no, wait, this is for Dynamite. Like it's so cool how like they could have like this type of caliber, like, you know, matches like in Dynamite. I'm really excited. I feel like I know how it's gonna go, like, because it's like Pac is coming back, Okada is here, like.
God bless AEW, bro. Like this is the show that I love. Like there was a lot of cope about AEW last year, and like it wasn't a bad product, like most of the time anyways. We don't talk about October and November. Like it wasn't necessarily a bad product, but it was not like the AEW that we've been spoiled with like throughout the years.
Yeah.
So the fact that they're back
The
on track and
feeling
we're just
was,
getting random matches like this again, like bro, we're so back.
We're back.
What do you guys think of like the whole discussion that they should clean up the roster? Like fire some people that are not really, you know, up to standard with the other people right now.
I would never like directly advocate for people losing their jobs because that's kind of like a little bit fucked. But if there's people that are actively trying to leave, I say let them go, because if they're not happy, they're not going to bring anything positive to the company. And that's what you want. Like, you want your employees to be bringing something positive to the company. And if you get to the point where contracts are expiring and you're not like deciding to renew them, like that is what it is. Sometimes people get let go, but like just straight up like doing talent releases, I've never agreed with that, to be honest. Unless they're like actively like asking for it.
Yeah, I feel like you said, like I'm not actually like gonna be like, oh, I want this person to lose their job because they're not happy here, like, or because they're making it, like, you know, it's like, that kind of came out wrong. Like I'm not like advocating for everyone to be fired, but like you said, like it's like if they don't want to be there, if they're not going to contribute, not just to like the company, but like the locker room and stuff, and just cause like all this sorts of stuff, like just let them go. There'll be there was plenty more like before then. There'll be plenty more after them. So I feel like.
Yeah, because they do have they have 3 shows plus Ring of Honor, so they can use almost everyone that they have. They have like great wrestlers, but yeah, like you guys said, there are people that are not wanting to be there anymore. So why are we still keeping them there when you don't need them? Just let people go and do other things as well. If someone is not satisfied, I think it affects the whole vibe of the company and the locker room.
Yes,
you know what I mean. And especially like those people that are like shit talking the company or their booking or liking tweets that are like, then just leave. For me, that's just like, why are you there? So
yeah, I do agree. Let's do a couple more super chats. Please keep them coming. They're very much appreciated. Kev Bones 199. I'm late. Love y'all. We'll be in Boston for Big Biz. I'm so incredibly jealous. We were also technically late, but also kind of early, depending where you are in the world. We just kind of went live randomly
at a random time. Dude, I swear. I know I tweeted about it earlier, but like daylight savings, 3 girls in different like time zones. We're just girls. It's
a lot of math involved. Because I was so confused because it said 3 p.m. EST. And then I Google like, okay, what time is 3 p.m. EST? Okay, fine, 8. But then I open YouTube, it says 9. I'm like, wait, what's happening?
Daylight savings just picked all of our asses. We were just both like, all 3 of us were just like trying to figure out. I was like, wait. Because I forgot daylight savings was this weekend. So like, it wasn't.
Do we have daylight savings?
It hasn't happened in the UK yet. It won't be until the end of the month. I think that's the same time for you. It'll be the 31st.
I never know when it starts. I just see when my phone like automatically switches off. Like, oops.
The only reason I realized that it was daylight savings is because whenever I was driving back, I think I said to Charlie earlier, it's like I looked at the time on my car and I was like, oh, it says that it's 11, but on my phone it's 12, and I was like, wait, that must be wrong. And then I got on Twitter and then I saw like someone saying, oh, happy daylight savings, and I was like, oh shit, that was today.
That was today. And then we've got one more super chat. Mavs fan 84 199. Thank you. Okada versus Hook is going to be wildly entertaining. I think it could be so much fun, man. So much fun. Please keep the super chats coming. We will read them as they are. As they come through. Kylie's in chat. Hi, Kylie. Kylie's one of our pals we were on the trip with at Revolution. She does. She's part of Fightful on Fightful Overbooked. She has a new show that started today. I can't remember what it's called. Wrestling Made Me Cry. Baby. I can't remember what it's called, and immediately says the name. You guys should check that out. Support the girlies in the business because it was International Women's Day the other day, so you should all be sending us all loads of money. No, for real. Support the women. Yes, support women in wrestling. And thank you to those of you who do turn up and show up for these shows. We always appreciate it. Back to big business. Samoa Joe has a title match, which is wonderful and delightful. I would love seeing Samoa Joe wrestle. It's against Wardlow, which is like, I went to Revolution last year and I saw that match live. I don't need to see it again.
For me, it's just interesting how like this show will probably bring in a lot of people that never watched AEW before and they're gonna watch just because of Mercedes. Maybe they're just gonna open in Mercedes and they just expect everyone else to leave after that. But if you put on a good show, people might want to stay and might want to watch, and they might like the company for more than just Mercedes. So why is this the title match that you're putting on the show? You know? So it's just choices. Yeah. Choices were made for sure. I just hope to be like wrong, but I don't know. Don't know about that one.
For sure, I'm like kind of glad, like, they're just going ahead and just booking it right now instead of waiting until like Dynasty or like closer to Dynasty to like book Wardlow versus Joe. But like you said, like I feel like okay, like the crew, like Sasha, Mercedes. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say Sasha. Mercedes, you know, like the crew is very loyal to her, and then there'll be people who don't watch AEW tuning in, and it's like, okay, this is going to be what you're presenting to people who might be watching AEW for the first time, and it's like, are you sure you want to put this as your?
Yeah.
Because don't get me wrong, I love Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe is like such a beast. Wardlow, I was so high on Wardlow a few like years ago, but I don't know. It's just like there's just
They
something.
kind of, yeah,
It kind of
Yeah.
It's
waned
been
off.
kind of unfortunate.
And it's just, I get that they're trying to rebuild him with like the Undisputed Kingdom and stuff, but it's just like, do we really need to see this again?
And they already teased a faction split with Wardlow like leaving Undisputed Kingdom. It's just like, we have seen this
Already?
story play out about 7 times. Like, what are we doing? But yeah, I like with like the crew being as loyal to Mercedes as they are, and there's going to be a lot of like I think there's going to be a lot of people that don't usually tune into Dynamite watching the product. So like you'd want to put together like the best card possible, and I don't know whether Wardlow winning that scramble was the best choice. Like there's not really a lot of people in that scramble that would have been like necessarily the best choice, but I get they're telling stories. You got to do what you got to do.
Yeah,
I don't
can
know.
you
I feel like you've
remind me,
got to
like,
play
who
to the
was this
demographic
one?
there. Oh God, Lance Archer, Hook, Jericho. That could have been really unfortunate. Dante Martin,
Magnus from CMLL.
Magnus from CMLL. Yeah.
Wardlow, Hobbs. Yeah.
Yes.
I think
I
that
feel
was
like
8.
I'm forgetting something. Was that 8? I feel like I listed about 8 there.
Lance Archer, Jericho, Hook, Brian Cage.
Brian Cage is the one
Brian
that we
Cage.
forgot.
I would have loved to see
I
Samoa
would
Joe
have seen
versus
Lance
Brian
Archer.
Cage.
Oh, we've got different
Yeah.
answers. Lance Archer's was my pick, to be honest. I really wanted him to win. That could have been crazy.
Lance Archer is such a good match. And like, I mean, I know we don't really, you know, out there we're talking about Jericho and stuff, but I feel like for a show that it's this big and most people that are going to come in are WWE fans, or they would at least recognize Jericho, so at least can be something that they're like, oh, we haven't seen him in a while or something. So I don't know if Wardlow, out of all of the names that you guys mentioned, that's like the least that I would want to see. That's the match that I want to see the least. All of the other 7 matches I would have loved.
I would have liked to see like a rematch between Samoa Joe and Hook. I feel like that would have been like a fun one to have. But like I get they're trying to build stories, you know, whatever. So I guess we'll see Wardlow versus Samoa Joe.
Hopefully it's a good match.
Yeah. Speaking of Jericho, though, unfortunately, he does have a match on Big Business. And I didn't think about it from the perspective of a lot of people tuning in will probably be people that mostly watched WWE. So that makes sense for Jericho to be on this card. However, Jericho and Hook versus Mogul Embassy.
Isn't it Gates of Agony?
It's Gates of Agony, yeah. Mogul Embassy. They're in that faction. Okay. That's where I got crossed. Yeah, it's gonna be something, I think.
That's the way to put it.
I don't know how to feel about it.
What is? Oh, I'm trying to think of like
we are stumped.
When did that get announced last night too, or was that announced like before?
No, I think that was announced last night.
Okay, because I didn't watch Collision last night, so I'm like trying to think. If somebody knows why Gates of Agony, please let me know, because that's just kind of random. Because I like I said, I didn't watch it. So I didn't know what happened.
They have just been attacking. They attacked Hook on Dynamite. They attacked and Jericho made the save. They attacked Jericho on Collision. Hook made the save.
Oh, therefore.
And here we are. Yeah, this. I feel like this has got some kind of potential, maybe. Oh yeah, it's because Hook fought Brian Cage as well. Yeah. Faction stuff, blah blah blah.
I love Brian Cage. He's such a beast. I keep saying it, but he's such a beast.
I'm not looking forward to this tag match. to be honest. I am looking forward to them announcing the details of the tag team tournament, which should be on this Dynamite. That's very exciting. I love when tag team wrestling is a focus in AEW, because when they do it good, they do it fucking great. We've had some teams already declare themselves: the Young Bucks, FTR, Blackpool Combat Club. I don't know if they declared themselves, but they're going to be in it, I think. The Infantry, Orange Cassidy and Trent Seven. No, oh my god, Trent Pereira.
Seven. Jump scare, what the fuck?
I know my face. I was like,
oh my god. You know what it is?
Imagine.
Hashtag not my trend.
Hashtag not my trend. It's because my friend sent me a text about Trent Seven about something, and I checked that like 10 minutes ago, and it just slipped out. I fucking hate Trent Seven, bro. That was a slip of the tongue. Trent Beretta. My goodness.
Oh,
they had a match on Rampage that I have not watched. I'm gonna get cancelled by chat. Is Jerry Hook in the tag team tournament?
Jerry Hook, is that the name?
I don't know.
I guess.
But yeah, tag team wrestling. I love it. I hope there's more tag teams in the thing. Top Flight, Lucha Brothers won't be because of Phoenix.
Private Party.
Private Party. There's other tag teams in AEW. My brain just blanks when I talk about them.
I mean, they can put back with
what did she say?
Yeah, they can put are there.
Oh.
But they can put back with Penta, I guess.
They can.
If they want to like fill it up, that's a good one, you know?
Yes, indeed. But yeah, there will be teams.
I almost said Darby and Sting. Oh no.
Speaking of Darby, that gives us a good segue though. We're just kind of breaking down big business at this point. We will get to the important stuff in a minute. Well, it's all important. It's a Dynamite card, but you guys know what I mean. Darby is facing Jay White, which is a match that I did not know I needed until it was announced. And that segment on Dynamite was kind of wild, to be honest. Going from that Darby promo to Jay White being like, "You're just kind of a weird guy," was very jarring. But this match, I think, is going to be a very, very good stylistic matchup. I think it's going to be a lot of fun on Big Business.
Yeah, Darby just like bumping for Jay White would be so fun. There's Darby bumping for anyone, low-key. It's just like one of the best things ever.
It's very much a cheat code to put someone in the ring with Darby.
Honestly, I think it can be one of the best single showcase for Jay White in the AEW so far.
For sure, yeah.
Because he had good matches, especially the tag match against FTR. Like that was the one that everyone, talked about. But I don't remember any singles matches that he had that were,
Yeah, his Continental Classic wasn't great. He had decent matches, but when you look at the caliber of matches everyone else was having with each other, it was yeah.
I just saw that too.
Okay. We'll share the joke with that because of that made me pop so much.
We all saw it at the same time.
Chuck J, another $2 super chat. All right, Alexia, we're done. Hey, Anna, dude. Thank you for the super chat. Stop flirting with my co-host.
Oh my god. Thanks, Chuck.
Oh, dude. That was goodness gracious. We came to a long conversation and we all saw it at the same time. It was very, very funny. Please keep sending super chats. We will read them out no matter what they say, as long as they're not really offensive. We'll lean into the bits. They're funny to us. Yeah, Jay White versus Darby though. Very excited for that.
Is that Darby's last match before going to climb Mount Everest?
It sure fucking.
That man terrifies me.
For real. It's kind of like that whole eulogy that he had. It's like, if he does make it back, that would be kind of like, I mean, he is going to make it back, I'm going to say it, but it's like him just saying, if I die Mount Everest, this will be the last thing I ever say on television. I was just like,
That's insane. That's
But
so
Darby,
insane to
bro.
me. Like, how can you just, okay, so if I die, that's it. Okay.
It is what it is. Like, I don't know. Darby's he was so nonchalant about it at the fucking presser as well. Like, dude,
Yeah.
please make it back. I would like to see you back for All In, if not before. I don't know when you'll be back. But best of luck to Darby Allin. I'm sure he's watching right now. His favourite podcast, obviously.
Of course, one of the
So,
girls.
yeah, absolutely. That really threw me off. Riho versus Willow Nightingale. That is the last announced match right now, I believe. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I'm very excited for this. Not only is it going to be just a great match because it's Riho and Willow, but it's got some cool story implications because Willow's still trying to go after the TNT belt that Julia has. TVS, yes, same thing. She should have the TNT belt. Let's be real. Yeah, everyone should have. Riho should beat everyone, but I think that Willow will probably get the win here because if they're kind of doing this whole thing with Stokely and Riho and Willow, so even and Statlander, and Statlander's kind of like there's some vibes there. I don't necessarily think she's gonna turn heel, but there's some vibes there. So it'll be interesting to see how she reacts if Willow gets the win over Riho after Stat couldn't get the job done. But how are we feeling about this match? I'm very excited.
I'm so fucking pumped. Like,
yeah, that's such a good match.
It's gonna, it's just like these two women we always like speak really highly of, just because like we know they can go and like, just like. This is like such a like a good like I don't know. I have really high hopes for this match just because it's like I love both of them dearly, and so just me already knowing that no matter who wins, it's still going to be a banger match. So,
I think it's such a good match because for Big Business, they are kind of expecting a lot of Mercedes fans to go to watch, and Mercedes fans usually watch women's wrestling mostly. Yes. I would hope so, at least. But so I feel like this is such a good match to showcase the division like the right way, in the right light. I don't know if that's the only match, or if Mercedes are already going to debut having a match, or just a promo like CM Punk, because they're building the whole thing with Serena. Maybe she does an open challenge, like we don't know. But if that is the only women's match, which shouldn't be, I think is like such a good choice, though. No, such a great choice. I hope they can fit another women's match there, like in the middle. But if they can't, I'm glad that they went with this one, because this one is going to deliver. And I hope that they give them time. This is a match that deserves to go like at the very least 10 minutes. I feel like it would be amazing, and they can deliver just such an amazing match. I will love this so much, but I think it's hard, but still. I'm very excited. I'm very excited. I just love seeing Riho going against like people that are bigger than her, which everyone is bigger than her, but of course, people that are known for being strong. I just want to see the pounce when Willow makes the
I'm so excited for this, especially like excited. If this does happen, like if this does happen to be like the only like women's match, like obviously we already know there's like a story between like Willow and Mercedes, so like. If this is the only thing that's announced so far, like I kind of like, I'm expecting like this is the segment where Mercedes will be coming out for, and even then I'm just so pumped. Like even if that's not the segment that she comes out for during like we already all said, like Riho and Willow are just gonna deliver, and I feel like I don't know, I have really high hopes for that, and I'm excited.
Me too. So we've talked about her a little bit. It's hard not to talk about her when we're talking about Big Business. But Mercedes Moné is expected to make her AEW debut this coming Wednesday in Boston in the TD Garden. My God, we have finally made it. It has been quite the journey to get here. But she's finally coming back to wrestling after that really unfortunate fluke injury, honestly, like in the match with Willow. And she's coming to AEW, and there was a period of time that I was convinced that this wasn't going to be what happened. So I am very, very excited for Wednesday and Mercedes Moné's debut on Dynamite. And like Alexia was just saying, I'm not sure what segment it's going to be in. I was kind of anticipating Serena Deeb announcing an open challenge for Dynamite, to be honest. Like, I was kind of expecting that to be what happened, because it felt like Serena was getting ready for a Mercedes feud. I don't know why, but that sort of felt like the direction they were going in. So I don't know whether they've just decided to change their mind or whatever, but Mercedes is coming on Wednesday. She's going to get that massive hometown pop. They've sold like over 7,000 tickets last I saw. They'll probably get a big last minute push. I reckon they'll have about 8K in the building come showtime. Man, what a time to be a wrestling fan.
I'm so happy. Yeah, because the injury, that she's done such a good run, right? Like, everyone was so excited. We were watching her wrestle. She wrestled in Stardom. She had the match with Mayu, and then she was supposed to win the strong belt. They made the belt for her. You know, she was supposed to win it, and then it's just the most fluke accident, the most, you know, nothing injury. She slipped and she fell, which is insane. It just reminds us like how dangerous and weird wrestling is, because sometimes you do the most crazy moves during a match, and then you slip and fall, and you're injured. And you're out for months. You know, it's just so absurd.
Look at Adam Cole and his foot too. Like, it's just like accidents.
It's crazy. Yeah, so I'm really happy that she's gonna be back, because it did hit very hard, you know, that she got injured right at the time that she was having that amazing run. And I'm glad that she found somewhere. It was so good. And now Stardom is gonna be all different, and everything's gonna be all different in the wrestling world. The match with Julia may never happen. Like, we don't know what's gonna, you know. So, but I'm just excited that she found a place that she's feeling comfortable, and that she feels that she said is her home in wrestling now, and she can finally find a place. Because I was loving her run in Japan, of course, but I miss seeing her on TV every week. Like, she's such a good TV character, you know. She has like such a presence, and she's so professional with that, you know. She's amazing. And I'm so excited to see her every week again. And I love that they're making like big business out of it. And they're just making it a big deal as a whole, like they did with CM Punk. Just give her her whole show. I would just do the same thing. Just open the show with her. And then maybe Deeb can come out, and the match right after is Willow and Riho, and she can be by ringside or something, you know. They can do something like that. But I would just open the show with her, because everyone knows that she's going to be there. So why not just start the show like Money? Dun, 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 you know?
Money.
It's gonna be a magical night.
Just the atmosphere, and she comes in, is gonna be. And I'm so. I want to see the look. I want to see the hair. I want to see the outfit. I want to see everything, because she knows how to deliver. I'm so curious.
I can't wait to see whatever wig she comes out with. It's gonna be something special. Do you reckon she's gonna like just have AEW like bleached into a wig or something? That wouldn't surprise me. It feels like she'd do something like that.
I feel like something like to match the color scheme, maybe too, like the blue purplish would be really pretty. But we said this before, like with Mercedes, you don't know for sure until it actually happens. So like, I can't wait until Wednesday, because it's just like we're finally here. We're not even talking about just like, oh, you know, maybe she's like, there's a possibility she might come, or oh, I want to see Mercedes versus like, you know, these women of AEW. Now it's actually becoming a reality where like we can actually talk about like her wrestling on television, and it's just, I love her to death. So I'm super freaking pumped how like these next, not just couple weeks, but like few months and like rest of the year is gonna look like with her coming to the division.
If they're saving the match with Deeb, do you think they're gonna do the match like next Dynamite already, or they're saving it for Dynasty? For example, like her first match in AEW is gonna be a Dynasty, because I was already expecting for her to get the title at Dynasty, but because personally I cannot stand Tony's reign anymore, and I want to see a champion that can actually have good matches, which is very sad to say about Toni Storm, because she was at one point one of the best women's wrestler in the world, but that's where we are right now. So I just want to see Mercedes winning the title, and if she doesn't win a Dynasty, I don't know, Double or Nothing maybe? Like, would they wait that long?
I've kind of penciled in Double or Nothing, because I've just got this vision in my head, because Double or Nothing is where Jamie went out. I've just got this vision in my head of Mercedes, like, and Tony main event in the show, or if Deonna might be champion at this point, we don't know. They're probably going to have a rematch. Just like that, the women's belt main event in the show, and like Mercedes winning it, and then Jamie coming out, and them just announcing the match for All In. Because can you imagine if they did that?
That'd be
That would
insane.
be fucking insane. Like,
But
I know
honestly,
that's real
if you-
early to announce a match.
Yeah. But I mean, I would love if it's the main event of the World. I think it just should be. If Mercedes having a title match in a pay-per-view, it should be the main event. She should be like the first woman to do that. I wouldn't like to see a singles match with Tony unless Tony remembers she's a fucking wrestler and not just a silly little character. So but I think it's also fair for the other women in the company, since it's the first women's main event at a pay-per-view. I think it would be nice if it's like a multi-woman match, like a fatal 4-way or something, you know? So I think it'd just be nice. And now with Tony's character, especially, I wouldn't want to see that singles match as a main event.
Yeah,
It's
I get what you mean, but I feel like it's just gonna be the way that they're gonna book Mercedes. Like, I feel like it's going to be a singles match, like the match that she wins the belt in. So
I can see them doing something like she shows up and then like Britt is definitely gonna come back, and then Saraya maybe, because just Mercedes loves them too, and she would want them to. I can see Mercedes just going like, okay, if I'm gonna win the title, I want to win against all of you or something like that. I can also see very much being her character wanting to establish herself and like, okay, you guys were the faces of AEW, now I'm the new CEO of AEW.
Yeah.
And just having a match with multiple women. It's also a personal. You see how bad it is, the situation, that I think if you include fucking Britt Baker in the match, is gonna be better than a singles match with Tony. That's how bad it is. It's so dire. The situation is just so tragic right now. Like, you cannot imagine how much pain I'm under as a Tony Storm fan. I think it could actually be very fun if it's a lot of women, and I think it's deserved also for the other women who have been there for longer, So if you have Shida, for me, my personal choice would be like Shida in the match as well. And if you want to put Britt, sure, she usually does well in a fatal 4-ways. Or Chris. I would love if they put Chris, but I don't think it's going to happen. But I feel like Shida, Riho, or Britt would add to the match for sure. I wouldn't trust Tony in a singles match anymore. It's very sad, the situation. Until she changes the character, I don't want to see it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. JJ Williams has brought up a good point that I kind of forgot about. Deonna tweeted a little tease that she can play the numbers game too, so that's interesting. Who could, like, if it's not Mercedes teaming with her, who on earth would it be?
They could. I know this is kind of weird, but like, I don't know if this would be like the angle where they put they bring Megan Bayne in, but that's also like thinking about like, will that also have to do with like Stoke and Stat and Willow, or are they just gonna, instead of like tossing them with that group, tossing them with like Deonna and like Tony and Mercedes? Steve Macklin, let's go. Yep. Or
I would prefer that over her. I forgot that her and Brie are like actually like IRL friends. Damn, DMD. I'll see you on Wednesday, I guess.
Yeah, she's been teasing coming back also for a while now, so it adds up,
Yeah. Britt and Mercedes coming in on the same show is kind of funny, actually. For reasons I won't explain.
We can wait until Collision for Britt. I wouldn't,
Yeah, Britt's been doing loads of media as well. That makes sense. Damn. Anyways, we have a super chat from Yuzora Hart, $5. Thank you very much. What's the least painful way to move the belt from Timeless Tony to Mercedes without a bad program and whilst keeping the Mariah May storyline going? I guess the 4-way. I almost said 4-kid. Jesus, no, Double or Nothing that we've kind of booked.
Yeah, but as
Mariah
the
wouldn't be in the
itself, no, she would be ringside. But I can still see like Mariah still trying to be, there for Tony because she's the fan, and be like, no, we're gonna get your belt back, and then Tony being like more frustrated with her, and then Mariah feeling, and then a turn happening at some point, and then having the match against each other. But I feel like they can definitely continue the Mariah May storyline without Tony being champion. I don't think that's necessary. But yeah, I feel like just maybe Mercedes wrestling almost every week, going up the rankings or something. Because until Double or Nothing, they're signed, so she can definitely do that.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, if they're going to be paying attention to the rankings with this, they've got to figure out how to do it. But Mariah's up there on the rankings as well, which is interesting. I don't know whether Mariah will have turned on Tony at that point, because it kind of feels like that match might also happen at All In, which is interesting. Or like around that sort of time, like it kind of feels like that's where it's going to happen. And it makes sense. Like they both have quite deep connections to the UK wrestling scene. I don't know.
I don't know if they would give Mariah a singles match at all.
Yeah. They have like given her a lot of TV time. They have a lot of stock in Mariah right now, so I wouldn't necessarily be surprised.
I could see them putting her in a title match, or just like another multi-woman, and then Tony costing her the title or something, and then their storyline. Yeah, something like that.
Long answer short, we don't really know, to be honest.
Yeah.
Thank you for the super chat, though. We've just gotten another one.
John Theodore.
There you go. So I don't know why my brain just blanked.
$2
Yes, thank you. Okada's part of the Elite, so is he in Bullet Club? Is that still how it works? I don't think that's the Elite.
Does that make Chuck Taylor the leader of Chaos? Does that mean?
I mean,
yeah. What is the structure of that now? What's happening?
Who's even still in Chaos? I think El Desperado's just joined Chaos. I haven't been keeping up with New Japan that much.
The faction with Despy and best friends. That's so us-coded. Oh my god,
Forbidden
Door. Forbidden Door.
New Japan, if you do one thing right this year, give me Despy. Don't just give me Despy. But Despy well.
What's the Bullet Club besides War Dogs? I just know War Dogs.
Like,
I have
it's
no
Bullet
idea
Club
who
War Dogs, and then you've got the offshoot of like Kenta, Taiji Ishimori, and Chase Owens. And then you have like House of Torture, and then you've got fucking something else I can't remember off the top of my head. There's like people in Australia, I think they're still technically Bullet Club. It's very confusing.
It is very confusing. Hold on, I'm looking up.
The only Bullet Club I acknowledge is
War Dogs.
War Dogs and Bullet Club Gold. Anyways,
Bullet Club Gold. But is Bullet Club Gold connected to actual Bullet Club, or like no? There's something.
No. Jay White.
What is the logistics? We need to do like like those.
I need like a spreadsheet.
Yeah. We need like a whiteboard to do like the Bullet Club. Can someone actually do that? Like, just
because Chris Bay and Ace Austin are technically still Bullet Club, but I don't know which part of Bullet Club they actually like connect with.
Yeah, like the Rock Family 3, but just Bullet Club. That's what we need.
Goodness gracious. Yeah, no. The Elite is
Bullet Club mode.
An offshoot, but it's no longer associated with Bullet Club. So Okada is not a member of Bullet Club.
Yeah, the Elite is like the cousins of Bullet Club. That's
I'm trying to figure out who
they disowned the family a long time ago.
Bullet Club right now is like the Usos of the Elite's Roman Reigns. Does that make sense?
Yes. Why are you throwing up the ones?
She said the Usos.
I was like, what are we doing?
And I was like,
I forgot Jack Perry was in House of Torture.
Does that mean Jack Perry's technically
a part of Bullet Club? What is happening? Since when is House of Torture a part of Bullet Club? What happened?
It was an offshoot. House of Torture was an offshoot of Bullet Club.
But
they just don't claim them. They just don't claim them.
They're like the unwanted
the lore. The lore is so confusing. Please, someone do the Bullet Club.
Oh my god! Don't stop bringing up fucking WWE offshoots as well, because you'll just.
Yeah, when they
My
when they
goodness.
put AJ Styles with Gallows and
Oh my gosh, that was so
looking at
Gallows and
Liv
Anderson.
Morgan, and everyone was saying, "Oh, Liv Morgan's the first female Bullet Club member."
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Are the
God, I
OC
hate
and Judgment
this
Day
team.
technically Bullet Club? No,
No.
because it's not. No, just because they've got leaders that are former Bullet Club. Though I guess AJ stuff they do that, bro. It doesn't count if it's not New Japan. I've decided, unless it's Bullet Club Gold, because it's straight like, wait, that doesn't work. Fuck.
I'm still trying to think who's in Chaos.
Yeah.
I'm voting Taylor to be the new leader of Chaos.
I need
Yes.
someone to
I've
just do this
decided.
charts. I'm so confused. Bullet Club just went too far, you know?
It's like Bullet Club Worldwide. Am I in Bullet Club?
Are we in Bullet Club? Bullet Club is 444 live. This is true.
Yeah.
You get a Bullet
Oh,
Club
just
and
another
you get a Bullet Club.
Oh.
But anyways, Mercedes is debuting on Wednesday. We kind of fell off a little bit there. Mercedes
Sorry,
is the new leader of Bullet Club, I've decided.
Yes.
Yes. Who needs David Finley?
Good. Ah.
I know she's
Anyways, that was such a visceral reaction. I just, this is actually something that I did want to bring up as like an actual like serious conversation. Mercedes should join the Elite. I'm not against it.
I'm not against it either, especially EVP's CEO. Like
Mm-hmm.
the storyline writes itself. I'm just saying.
I would just I would love to see AEW eventually doing like a mixed tag tournament like WWE used to have, and Mercedes with Okada. That's
Mercedes and Okada versus Kenny and Riho. I wanted this back in fucking
Osprey.
Battle in the Valley last year.
Osprey and who?
Osprey and who?
Whoa.
Jamie.
Oh.
That was really funny. Osprey and Jamie, that's also a good show. Osprey and who?
I'm losing my mind.
It would
My
be
goodness.
interesting. I would legit want to see that though. That was so fun.
Mm-hmm. It'd be a lot of fun.
I was just laughing at that one video of Okada trying to shake his hips to Mercedes theme.
Yes, that video makes me laugh so much. But yeah, I think Mercedes in the Elite could be a really interesting dynamic because they haven't had a female member of the Elite. And if you're gonna have anyone,
be the first one.
I would still like for her to do her own thing.
Yeah.
More or less. But they can just say like unofficially, oh, she is the Elite, she's a part of the Elite, but then she just does her own thing. You know, I don't think it would even make sense for her to just like walk with them. But yeah.
It would
be very fun. Just like the concept.
Quite hilarious if she ended up feuding with Saraya and Saraya's brother Zack Zodiac or whatever he goes by in AEW like gets involved and then just the coin drops.
Oh my god.
Could you fucking imagine?
That'd be so funny.
Dude. Okay, no, I've decided. Tony Khan, in like 6 months' time, when Saraya wants to challenge Mercedes for the belt, this is what we've got to do. We have another super chat. Another. Sijizzle 4.99. Thank you very much. Big business will be like 75% Mercedes stands. Don't know if AEW is ready for that. Do you mean like watching or in live attendance? Because I think both is potentially true, and it's going to be quite the interesting crowd vibe, I think.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see, especially with the card that we were talking about. I don't think is the best card for that. Like, it's an interesting card, but if you're gonna have new people and people that usually like women's wrestling a bit more, I would just put another women's match in there and maybe showcase your better talents. You know.
Yeah, sorry, I was catching up on live chat and I saw Hansha said, did Charlie just fantasy book Okada versus Zack Zodiac? That is just the byproduct of me getting an Okada and Mercedes team. Like, don't worry about it. That's not the match I want.
I'm still stuck on the fact that his name is Zack Zodiac. That's all I was like.
Very funny.
But is he in AEW? Who is this person?
It's Saraya's brother.
Isn't her brother the Ricky guy?
No, that's her nephew.
Nephew? Oh, okay.
It's an interesting family.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say just before, like, yeah, I would like, even if Mercedes is not a part of the Elite, which I don't think she would be, I would love like a backstage segment of the Young Bucks coming up to her and trying to invite her into the Elite. And
Imagine, it'd be so funny.
Yeah, and with Okada, and she's just looking at them like,
there's
no,
knowing them, there's gonna be a joke there somewhere. If she comes in with a CEO persona, they're gonna try to sneak in a CEO EVP joke in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Or have a segment with her relating to that.
It would pop me.
It would pop me too, because it's just like so funny.
Just like
just think about
yeah,
that.
and those little backstage videos that they're doing with Okada, if they just do like, oh, they're walking backstage, talking the big talk, and then they just run into Mercedes, and they're like, so you're the CEO or the EVP? That actually so fun.
I feel like
especially if they acknowledge,
This
if they acknowledge like her and Okada.
Makes me miss BTE, because the amount of like
Yes.
content we would be getting from this little.
I miss it so bad. I wanted to throw this up real quick. We're just kind of shooting the shit at this point. If you've got any last minute super chats, get them in now because we'll probably wrap up soon. But who would be a good mixed tag partner for Tony?
Juice Robinson.
Oh yeah, it's just got to be Juice, isn't it?
They're both crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, in it.
Rock hard.
They are both shoot insane. It's very, very funny. Yeah, no, Juice is I feel like that's a very good answer.
I feel like you can do okay, let's book like this tournament. Let's think how many teams would be there necessarily, like 10 teams, maybe less. How many teams?
Let's go with 10.
10. Okay, so like Mercedes and Okada, you have Kenny and Riho, Jamie and Osprey, Adam Cole, Britt Baker. I would put Eddie and Ruby maybe.
Eddie and Willow.
Yeah. Eddie and Willow's a good show. I mean, I feel like Ruby would team with Cool Hand Ange, so.
I don't know if Cool Hand Ange.
Did I say that right? I think Ruby would team with Cool Hand Ange. I don't know what name I said to start with because they're doing their whole storyline thing right now.
True. Tony and Juice. Who else? Chris and Orange Cassidy, maybe. I don't know if they would bring that back. Then 2 more. Saraya and someone. Her brother.
Zack Zodiac, her brother.
Wait, low key, my kind of crazy to think of like a Saraya and like Jeff Jarrett one would be kind of hilarious for me.
No.
It would be kind of personally funny. Just thinking about like the little backstage like, shenanigans and how they're both kind of weird and like
they're both kind of weird.
Yeah, how? Sorry.
People are just throwing together couples in chat. Fletcher and Sky Blue. That wouldn't work with their on-screen characters right now.
Yeah, it wouldn't.
I want a partner for Hangman.
Me.
I need someone that's like just a little bit unhinged, but not like.
I don't know, because maybe by that time he would be back to normal as well. That's a possibility. Swerve and Athena. I would love that.
Swerve and Athena is a really good show.
That's such a strong one because they had the match against each other. I think it was Defy or something.
Yeah.
Someone said
Mariah May and Hangman's not a bad show.
Someone said like Hangman and Rosa, Thunder Rosa would be pretty fun.
Ooh,
that would be pretty fun. Like
Serena Deeb and Daniel Garcia, that's really inspired.
That's an interesting one. Yeah, I would. Maybe I would put like Thunder Rosa, like Penta or Phoenix or something. Like would be nice. Have like a Mexican team. Rush. Ooh. That's a good one.
Yeah,
we can make this tournament already. Like that's
just book it.
Yeah, man, Tony.
It was. I mean, we just need half of the people to come back from injury. We just need to know Adam Cole to be fine and Heyman to be back and Jamie to be back and Juice to be back, and then we can make the tournament.
Can we borrow Stephanie Vakir for like
I was just thinking about that
3 weeks and team her with Lance Archer?
That would be really fun.
Oh, that's
Lance Archer and Stephanie Vakir.
I was gonna say Stephanie and Rush like the strong vibes.
I just want Lance Archer in this, and I like teaming him with people that can do flippy moves.
Queen Aminata
and John Moxley.
Yeah. Oh, I was gonna say Trish Adora and John Moxley.
It's another good one.
Or put Renee in the ring, you know. She probably knows how to do something by now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe she doesn't. Yeah. Aminata Swerve would cook lyric, but I have Swerve and Athena in my head because I'm remembering their match against each other, which was like incredible. And now I need this to happen.
Billy Starks in
Cute.
Nick Wayne as well. I saw that as well. That's a good shout.
Oh yes,
The little babies of the divisions.
They would be like they would be like the underdogs. Like I feel like that's the team everyone would secretly root for just because they're babies. Yes. They want them to win.
Claudio and Serena, yes, that would make so much sense.
Yeah, I like that one as well.
Because they were like in the indies, they were together a lot. So yes.
I just saw that comment.
My goodness. If you're gonna say things like that, at least attach money to it. Goodness gracious. Yeah, man. That could be. Yes. I now want a mixed tag tournament. Yes. I don't know what would be the prize at the end of it, but it could be a lot of fun.
Like a trophy or something. Yeah, maybe both of the people in the tournaments they get like title shots for the respective titles, or just like
for the titles they're choosing.
Trophy.
Like it could be like TNT International for the men's, because I feel like I feel like the world title really would be too high. Like it could be like international or TNT, and for the women's like TBS or like
TNT TBS.
The mixed tag TV title tournament. Wow, that's a lot of T's in a row. Do it for TNT and TBS. TBS belts.
So many T's, yeah. But then it wouldn't make sense, for example, for like Mercedes and Okada to be a part, you know?
Yeah, who cares?
Yeah. Do like a trophy, you know? Do like a trophy and say like, oh, you guys can choose something. I don't know, like. But I just want to see it happening.
That would be fun.
Yes, I agree.
Do y'all think they're doing the Owen Hart tournament this year?
Yes,
probably.
When does that usually start? Because I forgot.
They had the finals usually at like Double or Nothing or All Out, right?
There is a few months between those pay-per-views. There was matches at Forbidden Door last year. I feel like it starts like just after Double or Nothing.
Yeah, Double or Nothing.
Okay, I don't know why I thought I was like, shouldn't they be doing the Owen Hart tournament already? But it's barely March. Oh my god!
Yeah.
Wait,
why is this year so slow?
Oh my god! Yeah, last year oh my god, Ibu's in the chat. Hi, Ibu.
Hi, Ibu.
Hi, Ibu. Danielson.
Yeah, the second one started.
Oh, put with Danielson. Brie Bella, bring her back. Let's go.
Right. Do you guys have anything else you want to talk about? Because I think we're ready to just about wrap up. If you guys have nothing else super chat wise, get them in now. That was not a correct sentence, but you know what I mean. Throw your money at us if you want to do it, because we're not going to be live for very much longer.
Money.
But have you guys got anything you want to bring up?
You put me on the spot. I was very about to start doing my little dance.
Money. No, I'm just very excited for Wednesday. I feel like it's gonna be a good day.
It's been a long time coming. We're finally get to talk about her, not just contract wise. We're here, preserved, and it's time, and I'm really freaking excited for this. Just in general, like just in the future, I'm just so pumped for everything that's to come for this year. It's gonna be a good year.
I'm
actually happy for that.
It's really such a good start, especially compared with the tail end of last year. It's such a good, strong start for AEW. So, Ibu and Charlie.
I do agree. Chat, you're taking a little bit of an odd turn here. And on that note, it doesn't seem like we're getting any more super chats. So, thank you so much for watching. This has been.
Oh, wait. There's one more. Oh my goodness.
Slip that in at the end. Pause. Anjan PN $2 super chat. Do y'all feel the manner? Hashtag Mahalo. Hashtag Terramana.
All right. That is I made the mistake of asking what is mana yesterday, and my whole Ebu replied to this with this video, and everyone was replying to me, and it was just I genuinely had no idea what that meant. I just saw it like.
She
how
said
do you
it
say
wrong. I don't know. How do
How
you say it? What did
it?
I say wrong?
Isn't it Mana?
Mana? Did I say
Mana.
Mahalo wrong?
No,
Did I
Mana.
say the brand wrong?
Terramana.
Terramana? You didn't
I just-
give me any description of what I said
It's
wrong.
Mana.
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 Sorry. Okay. I don't know. I was just losing my mind. I'm going insane, you guys. But it's so
God
Mana.
knows.
Okay. Yeah, I said it right. Mana. Thank you guys.
Yes, thank you guys so much for tuning in. This has been a really fun podcast. Yeah, like and subscribe. Leave a comment in the actual comment section, not in the live stream chat. Once the stream ends. All the usual podcasts this week. Tomorrow is Monday, so you'll have Worldwide. Tuesday, Raw review and something else. Dumb Guy Live. Wednesday, news stuff sometimes normally, and a Dynamite watch along. Thursdays is the Dynamite review. Fridays, occasionally new stuff. Saturdays, there might be a watch along if people are free. And Sundays, Girls on Graps. I don't know if we'll be back next week or not. We will let you guys know. And I think there might be another podcast tonight. Don't hold me to it. I sometimes tell you guys to stick around. I don't know. Monty will tweet about it if there is going to be another one. And on that note, peace.